moment, and you giving him and going over.
Only one?
Oh no, one of many.
I know we don't practice our connubial rights with anything approaching regularity. But you did come home from Austin for the weekend. Is it possible that you don't remember? It happens so rarely, I thought it might make an impression.
No, there's something wrong here. Something wrong. Now, even if I did remember, I think it's mighty peculiar that after 7 years of trying, you should get pregnant that one particular night.
Stranger things have happened.
Not to me, they haven't.
Are you trying to tell me that you may not be the father of my child?
You tell me.
There's nothing to tell. I've been just as faithful to our marriage vows as you have, darling. That's the only thing that interests you, isn't it? That precious Ewing heir. No matter whose it is.
Shocking!
Comes out of here.
We'll get him. He won't dare come on after that.
He's losing chest hairs
See?
today.
Look, it's time to pause now while Linda and I change into something a little more comfortable. Be more from Linda and Patrick. And we'll be joined by JR. We'll give him a mouthful when he comes on.
Yeah, there we go.
See you then. Ooh, indeed.
Let's take a vote on how stupid JR was never to go to bed with this woman.
Well, welcome back to Wogan Now and Then. Now, while you were gone, Linda downed a couple of bottles of bourbon. And Patrick Duffy has become more handsome. Did the public expect you to behave? Did they expect you to be as you were in Dallas as a person when they met you?
I think so.
Yeah?
I remember going to a birthday party in Dallas, and I was sitting around this large table, and it was a woman's birthday. There were like 8, 10 women around, and we had a champagne toast. And 2 very, very elderly women walked by, and one went, "See, I told you she drinks."
And Bob, did you have people coming up saying, "Hey, how do you take that?"
Well,
JR?
mostly I have women come up saying that they wish their daughter had someone like me. I never had the daughters coming up saying, "I wish I had you." I had the mothers coming up, so, yeah.
Yeah,
Because you were goody
I was
two-shoes.
goody
He was
two-shoes,
like,
He was too sweet to be wholesome.
Too
wasn't he?
squeaky. Squeaky clean.
Now, Bob was talking about
Bob.
Patrick.
That's okay, Tare.
Sir Terror.
Old Pat was telling me that he left for a year in a marked manner and came back in a shower.
We missed him.
You went, you took a powder too, didn't you? 1989, was it? That
Well,
you left?
I didn't take a powder. I didn't take a powder. My contract was over. And I ran away with Ian McShane to London.
You did. You came over and
Fancy
did
that.
an episode of Lovejoy, didn't you?
But it was time because, you know, it was a very male show, and it was written by men, and the stars were really the men. We were kind of the reactors. The women were the reactors. So whatever JR did, I did something that, it's like, oh yeah, I'll just drink. Oh yeah, I'll have an affair. Oh yeah, blah, blah, that kind of thing. So then when Sue Ellen stopped drinking and then got herself together and ran off with Ian, there was no need to come back. I was finished. So I rode off into the London sunset.
Into the smog. Now, when you joined me in 1986, you gave me a fascinating insight into your first day on the Dallas set. Cast your mind back, we'll cast it back for you.
Thank you so much.
He's a cocky devil, isn't he?
Why would you say that?
There's something about his demeanor. I mean, what was he like when you started the series? I mean, how did he treat you to begin with?
The very first time that Larry and I worked together, we had a scene to do, and I was supposed to hold up a black teddy and sort of turning him on, and he looked at me and says, "Well, take it back to the store and, you know, take it back because it isn't working." And that was our very first scene as Mr. and Mrs. J.R. Ewing in the miniseries. So when we finished the scene, it was about 8 o'clock at night, and we had worked all day long, and we were just finished, and he looked at me and he said, "That was terrible. You were terrible. You were absolutely awful, and you must work on it, because it's the first time that the network will see us as Mr. and Mrs. Ewing, and you were awful." And I remember he drove me back to the hotel, and I was just sitting there quietly sobbing, thinking, oh my God, I was awful.
Cruel swine.
Cruel, terrible. So I got over that, and I thought, well, I'll be better. I'll be a better actress. I'll do everything, and I'm just going to be better. And so there. And about 7 years later, I reminded him of this story, and I said, "Larry, did you really mean that?" He said, "No, I just wanted you to know who was boss."
Isn't it funny to look back on that? Isn't it funny to look back on that?
Oh, it's funny. Oh,
That's a great-looking hair.
Yeah. Now, recently in London, we saw you in The Graduate.
yes.
So
Boy,
a
did you.
lot of you in The Graduate. Yeah, but you have a connection with the film.
Yes, sir, I do. Do you know what it is?
I do not.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yes, please.
I was a model in the 60s. And, we used to do, a little gig here and there. He'd go here and do this thing
Yeah.
and do this thing. And so one day they called me and they said, "We just want to photograph your leg." And I said, "All right."
Yeah.
So I did that, blah, 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 my leg.
Excellent.
And they used it on the famous poster. So I was very, very honored.
And then you get to play the part.
And
How
then
much did you make for that?
I think $25. Yeah.
Those
yeah,
are the days,
I think
eh?
so, yeah.
You know,
Those,
I'd
that
have
was
paid another
big
25
money.
if we could have... Anyway.
Have you any plans for taking your clothes off again?
Never. Never. I thought I was mad when I did that. I thought, what am I doing?
What about
Grown
you,
woman. I was a
Patrick?
grandmother.
Take my clothes
Would
off?
you care to take your clothes off?
No.
Okay.
There comes a...
Would you?
You guys
He's-
are no fun.
He's
Excuse
begging
me,
us to ask him.
I am...
Oh, come on, Terry, take your clothes off. There we go. Oh, come on.
You guys.
You guys.
Oh, shucks.
Now, the fans appear to be itching, and there's a lot of unease, I see. So we'll take
I see it, they're
We'll
very-
take a few more questions from the floor. I'm hoping Kathy from Devon. Kathy from Devon? Oh, there she is. Kathy, good girl. You have a question.
Hello, Linda.
Hello.
Did you ever really hurt Larry when you slapped him?
I should have, yes, I should have. No, it's a Hollywood thing. The camera's behind, you have a little slap, and the other one sort of goes like that, ducks, and then the sound comes in. Like when Larry hit me in that first scene, one of those first scenes, it looked fabulous. Didn't it look fabulous? And so it was Hollywood. It was very, very good. We're trained. The stunt guy comes in and says, "Now when he does this, you do this," and the sound comes in. So it's nobody hurts anybody.
It's really disappointing, that, isn't
Isn't it? I know, I hate to tell you the tricks.
Yeah.
But
No.
when Larry comes out, you're all welcome to come up and try and see. We'll just see how well it works. I think that would be the way, don't you?
You'll have them storming the platform. Now, it's a cheeky question coming up from Neil. Neil.
Hi, Linda.
Hello.
Hi. Were you ever tempted to play Sue Ellen whilst you were drunk yourself?
Oh, God, no. No. Well, people assume, I think that's the good news, bad news. I think if you do your job well, they assume that's who you are. And if you do your job well for many, many, many years, they know that's who you are. So that's the catch-22. So no, I never wanted to take her home. I loved her, but no, she had to stay at the studio.
Well, look, it's been a delight talking to you again.
Thank
Linda.
you, Terry.
You're not going, though. I hope
I'm
you
not
stay
going.
with Patrick and me the rest of the show.
Thank you.
And we got somebody coming on, I think you may know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Linda Gray. My final guest's portrayal of the ultimate double-crossing, no-good swindler gained him infamy all over the world, as he revealed to me back in 1986. It's now seen worldwide.